Hello, Jack Stetson here. Realizing that this looks kind of like a bathrobe, it's actually a football jersey. Just to let you know, I don't film videos in my bathrobe. Uh, anyway, this is going to be a very rambling video, and I hope it doesn't wind up too long, because this is already attempt number 4, and I've just been running over time so much. So today was interesting. I started some laundry, and I started smelling what I interpreted to be burning. In my bedroom, I'm looking around, and suddenly it dawns on me, the basement. I go down in the basement, and the whole frickin' basement smells like burning, and I can't figure out from where. And I'm looking around, like, I know I just started laundry, it's probably something with the electric. So I go up, I turn the washing machine off, fully expecting it to be something like a mouse chewed through a wire, because I am not confident in our electric. I live out in the country. There is literally no way to not have mice in this house, and mice are a huge fire hazard. I wind up worried all the time that my house is going to burn down. I actually look and make sure that there's no smoke as I drive up, because that's one of the things that I dwell on. So I wind up calling 911 because I don't see any fire and I don't see any smoke, but I'm really worried at this point that something's going to start burning. I come over, it turns out that it wasn't so much a fire hazard as it was a dying in my sleep hazard. So it's a good thing I called them anyway, because the wind was pushing into the house in such a way that the gas was coming in and not venting out of the house. From the hot water heater, and so they turned the hot water heater off. I have no hot water right now, which is okay. I mean, hot water is kind of overrated. Our ancestors lived thousands of years without hot water. Anyway, I don't have hot water right now, and now I gotta deal with all the illegal stuff in my house that I found, which is just great. And I mean, it's my parents' house, so they're the ones dealing with it, but I almost feel guilty, even though I feasibly saved not only my life, but also the lives of everybody who lived here. I don't know. But anyway, while the fire department was here, I couldn't answer my phone, and a bunch of people called asking me to pick up shifts. It turns out that even though I'm in a relief position, which I expected to get like 5 or 6 hours a week, which is shitty hours, but it's money. It turns out that I might wind up getting more like full-time hours a week, because there's always sessions, or there's always, I'm reading from a list, sessions. Anyway, there's always shifts that are open, because there are so many positions that are open, because my company that I work for is expanding. So the longer they go without people working in these positions, the more hours I get. So that's nice. And a lot of them are shitty overnight hours, so like 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. is a common shift. But I don't mind doing that as long as I have time to sleep. And that'll mean money. I actually lost my food stamps recently because I make too much money. And you know what's funny is I know people who have had this happen to them and they've gotten all upset, like, well, that's $200 now that I don't have. Well, I see this a different way, because I don't really want to be on food stamps. I just want to be able to eat. So I now make enough money where I can go and buy food, and that actually makes me really, really happy. But, anyway, my transition-related expenses aren't that expensive, so it means that I can pay for that too. And so far, I haven't had to ask either my parents or other people for money. Some people have donated some, but I haven't had to actually ask for money to go to therapy, and I want to keep it that way. Speaking of which, I know in my last video I said that I needed to postpone for a while, and as it turns out, I didn't need to. My parents offered to help me, and I turned out not to be as underemployed as I thought I was. So, I am not going to have that much trouble with the therapy aspect. The only thing I'm really kind of worried about is the hormones appointments that I need to go to. Like, I'm a little bit worried that I'll have some hiccups paying for that, because I don't know if my insurance is going to cover it. It should cover some of it, but I don't know. But I just need to make sure that I save money and don't make too many frivolous purchases, and I should be able to afford that too, because I have like 2 months to make. She told me that for starting hormones I should save up around $600, which shouldn't be a problem. And if my insurance does cover as much as I hope it will, I shouldn't even need $600. I should need more like $200, $300. But I don't know. I'm gonna save up $600 anyway. My first hormone appointment is on December 19th. I called up a couple of days ago. I had a list of endocrinologists that I was calling one by one to see who was accepting patients and who accepted my insurance, etc. And I got number 2 on my list, which was nice. And it turns out that a lot of people in the same program as I am in are going to the same endocrinologist as me, and there's a big rush of people who are going and getting their hormones starting in December and January. So, I don't know, maybe there's something in the air. It's also in a hospital, the same hospital system that I was born in, so they'll have most of my files. And then my therapy, thank God, is over. Not that I don't enjoy therapy, because I do. And she's probably the 3rd therapist that I've gone to, and I do enjoy therapy when I need it. But it's getting old. So when I start hormones, I'll have 3 months of what was going to be like once monthly or twice monthly regular sessions to make sure that I'm not becoming an emotional wreck over it like a couple people do. But her rates are going up, so in a compromise, she's going to have sort of a phone thing too that I can do. So we can call each other and have like a 15-minute phone session, which will be cheaper. And if I'm not having any problems with the hormones, that's all we're going to need. Alright. Some other stuff going on. First, right now therapy is basically all about what concerns I might have when it comes to testosterone, and about coming up with stuff to put on my T letter. And it's interesting, I always wait until the end to actually say anything, and it's not intentional, but it's really shitty, because I'll be walking away while saying stuff that I really do want to say, but then I'll forget to say it the next time. But in all honesty, when I have concerns about testosterone, it's always stuff that I can either easily debunk, or things that, I already have a really good handle on, and I've already pretty much accepted. So like health risks, I already have a good handle on what the health risks are. And I already have a good handle on the things that could be. So the only time that I have real problems, like I really get worried, is when some dickhead transphobe decides to make some sweeping comment about testosterone and what it does to us, and about how we all turn out bald and fat and ugly and other misinformation. And the only thing that I need to do whenever that happens, and I don't click on those kinds of things anymore, all I really need to do is look at my friends and see their before and after, and realize that we actually don't look that different afterwards. And people who do wind up ugly, if you choose to view them as such, usually look pretty much the same before testosterone. Testosterone is not a miracle worker. The only actual fear I have is that my sexual orientation is going to change again. Specifically, I'm actually kind of worried that I'm going to lose my attraction to men. Because I'm fine with being bisexual right now. I liked being gay when I was still gay, but I don't think that I could go to being straight. I mean, clearly I could. If it happens, it happens, but I'm worried about that because that would be a large part of my identity that would die. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and I don't know that many people who have changed that way. I know people who have turned gay, although most of the time they turn bi and just call themselves gay because people do that. Not that I'm saying that happens to everybody, but yeah. So I'm mildly worried about that. So now, other stuff going on right now, I'm going to overhaul my wardrobe because I want less clothes right now my room's a mess for other reasons. I'm going to be cleaning it all weekend. But I want a higher percentage of them to be good, well-fitting, masculine clothes. Things that I can wear anywhere, that look good casual, that look good going to a party, that sort of thing. Because one of the best things about last summer, not this last summer, but the summer before that, was I had a reputation of always looking awesome. I always looked really well dressed, and it bothers me that I don't anymore. So I have two very nice pairs of jeans right now, and I have a lot of very nice shirts, so I've been doing good for the past couple of weeks, but I want a little bit of a bigger wardrobe than that. So currently, right now, I'm looking for a new belt because mine, huzzah, is now too big for me. I want a good watch to replace my useful but not very attractive sports watch, because I'm the only person in the world who still wears a watch. A nice pair of casual shoes, something like that. I looked at my list and I realized that the amount of black leather I want is going to make former vegan me cry, but for some reason that makes me happy because I'm kind of a sick fuck like that. I need to stick to my diet better, but you already do that. By the way, I'm not gaining mega weight or anything. I gained maybe 10 pounds in the past couple of weeks because I've been going up by my mom's a lot, and that involves eating a lot of flour. And I'm not gaining too fast because I move around so much, but I'm not doing very well on my diet right now, and it's probably tied into depression and things like that, but I'm going to deal with it as a dietary issue because I don't really understand what's going on. Anyway, so speaking of which, am I the only one whose dysphoria got worse when I lost weight? Because most people are like, oh, it'll help the dysphoria if you lose weight, because you'll feel good about yourself in other ways, and losing weight usually helps you masculinize your body anyway, so it'll help with the dysphoria. But no, it made my dysphoria worse. It made my overall self-image better, but it made the actual gender dysphoria worse, because I can't just focus on fat anymore. I can't look at myself and think fat slob. I look at myself and I see everything feminine about me instead. So, it actually made me more dysphoric, and that bothers the crap out of me, because I want to just be happy about the fact that I lost 50 pounds. I don't want to be acting like it was somehow a burden. But the thing is, I know that testosterone is going to happen, and it's going to happen in the next couple of months, so I shouldn't really be worrying about this. I should just worry about continuing to lose weight and continuing to be happy with that, but right now that's a difficult thing for me. And right now I'm sort of framing it as a health issue, which it is, because I really want to be in a good state of health on December 19th, because I want the blood work to show that I'm healthy enough for testosterone, and I don't want to be put on statins, because my cholesterol was borderline the last time I had my cholesterol checked. It wasn't bad, but it was borderline, and I really don't want to have to go on cholesterol medications, and I know that some people would put me on them if I'm going on testosterone, so I'm trying to get that down. Anyway, that's all I have to say right now. My next therapy session is in 2 weeks. Until then, happy trails, and I will see you next time.